Okay. Right. Yesterday we have seen attach request. Okay. We'll go through the log so that you can see what are all attach request. Okay. So this is Wireshark tool. Through Wireshark we can capture the logs and we can analyze the logs. So just I filter out the only S1 AP messages. Right. So this is we know attach request. Yesterday we have seen attach request is a NAS request. It goes to the MME. Right. MMU. Right. NAS attach request. NAS attach request. Right. Once inode be received this NAS attach request, it will send as a initial UE message. Just right. So it goes as a initial UE message. Show initial UE message as you can see attach request. Okay. Along with this, right, as I said, there is a PDN connectivity request. PDN connectivity request. Right, you can see three messages here. Three messages here. You can see attach request, initial UE message, and PDN connectivity request. And this as a S1 AP. Okay, this message goes as a S1 AP. Right, I can open like this so to see what is in initial message. Inside initial message I can see NAS PDU and also I can see the establishment cause. What is the establishment cause? Right, we have seen yesterday RRC, day before yesterday I think, RRC connection establishment cause. It is MO signaling. Okay, so if it is a voice call, then definitely it will be as a MO voice call and MO data if you are trying for any data. Right, so this is the cause, and these are the right inode B UE S1 AP identities. Right, the I can simply say binding TE-IDs, which we have seen in the earlier classes, application 1 and application 2. Right, it is, I can simply say inode B UE inode B MME binding. Right, identities, you can see these are the identities. Okay, so this is ID value. This will be there always. Okay, then tracking area update we have seen. So just I am opening the NAS PDU. NAS PDU is an attach. Attach is a NAS message, you can see. Right, so what is this? EPS attach type, EPS attach type, combined EPS IMSI attach. This mobile is telling, right, it can right, it can support both EPS services, data services, as well as the voice services. Right, and what is this message header? You can see plain message, plain NAS message, not secured, not, it is not protected with the security, because till now we have not seen the security. Right, this message goes as a plain message. Right, then what is the EPS mobility management type? It is a attach request. Okay, right, then it is expecting security is a KASME native security, then no key is available. Right, and main important is this one, attach type, Right. Thereafter, you can see EPS mobility identity. Yesterday we have seen what is the identity. Right. You can see here it is a combined EPS IMSI attached. Then what is the EPS mobile mobility or mobile identity? So that is IMSI. It is sending IMSI. Means right during the testing, right, all mobiles will be treated as a new mobiles only, because once you loaded the build, it will treat as a new mobile. Okay, so IMSI number, right. Then UE network capabilities, right, as I said, algorithms, EE A0, 128 bit, EE A1, A2, A3 is not supported, right. These are all not supported. E4, this encryption are there but not supported. Okay, then integrity algorithms, EA0 not supported, 1 2 are supported, and 3 is not supported. So these are for the UMTS, right. UEA means UMTS encryption algorithm 0 supported, because when UE wanted to use 3G services, right, it will be used this. For example, UE somewhere it is moving from one LTE coverage to 3G coverage, then definitely UE has to register there. Or for example, UE when it is switched on, right, there is no LTE coverage, directly UE is getting some 3G coverage, then definitely it is tries to register in the 3G network, if not to 2G network, right. Then UEA0 is a encryption algorithm here. This is also encryption algorithm, right. You can see here other than this, right, integrity algorithm which is supported, right, which is UI A1 is supported, all other not supported, right. In the same way, right, these are all SRVCC handover is supported, SRVCC feature is supported or not, SRVCC from Neutron to CDMA not supported, right. Means SRVCC means VoLTE call. Once you made a VoLTE call and taking handover to 2G, means 2G or 3G, it is exactly PS to CS handover. PS to CS handover, right. So as I said, so many things, right. UE has to tell the network which feature it supports, which feature it is not support. So based on that only, network can take necessary actions, because today I may use the Airtel SIM card, tomorrow I may use a different SIM card, day after tomorrow I may use a different SIM card. So network need to know what kind of UE it is, whether it supports release 8, whether it supports release 9, release 10 or release 15, right. So all features you can see here. SRVCC is not supported, right. CSAB is supported because as it is IMSI attached, right. Here you can see, right. Most of the times, right, people ask this question, when and how a network knows, how interviewer in the interview, right, people ask how network knows that UE supports CSFB. Then you can tell that the information will be sent in the attached request. Is it or not? It is an interview question. Even I asked so many people and rejected them. Okay. So, right, location service, this is location based services. See, interviewer, what interviewer asks, how network knows that UE supports CSFB, or in which message UE informs network that it supports CSFB. Okay, right, both the messages you can see. For these two messages, or sorry, for these two questions, answer is attach request. Okay, are we able to see this or not? Right, clearly we are able to see. So other like location based LTE positioning protocol, these are all not supported, right? So SRVCC from Ultra means Vivo LTE to handover to CDMA supported or not supported. Okay, so like this UE has to include what are all it supports, what are all not supports. Then ESM container, what is this ESM container? Right, as I said, attach request is for the registration, and PDN connectivity request is also there for default bearer establishment. Right, this ESM container is the you can see session management for EPS session management. EPS session management. EPS session management starts. EPS session starts when UE gets the default bearer or dedicated bearer. Okay, so PDN connectivity request. Right, what is the PDN type? What is the IP address? Right, most of the times for LTE it is IPv4. For IMS or Vivo LTE it is IPv6. Maybe IPv4 v6 is also possible. Okay, so most of the times for LTE, right, internet, you can say LTE is internet, and IP address will be IPv4 most of the times. For Vivo LTE or IMS, I can say it is Vivo LTE IMS APN, then this is IPv6, or else sometimes, right, both can be used, IPv4 or IPv6 combinedly. Why don't means what is your question? No, see, supports. What am I saying? This IPv4 is a operator dependent. Okay, right? Whether they may implement IPv4 or IPv4, right? Vivo LTE supports on IPv4 as well as IPv6. Vivo LTE works on IPv4 or IPv6. Possibility is there, but most of the times people or operators assigns like this, or combinedly they can assign LTE or Vivo LTE. You can use option. This option is also there. So if you use this option, right, depending on operator, or depending if operator supports IPv4, then your PDN connectivity happens with the IPv4. If it supports IPv6, it connects with the IPv6. Okay, but here especially in the log we can see IPv4. So it is what? Initial request. No, IPv6 definitely, right, more number of UEs can be accommodated. Okay. Right, then security. What is this? Security protected ESM information transfer is required, but now till now there is no security in the for these messages, because right, then these are different messages, right? What is the PCACF? This is with respect to IMS, right? Then IP address allocation, IPv4 link message transfer unit, right? These are some extra things we need not to take care of this, right? Okay, primary DNS server IP address, secondary DNS server IP address. You can see several, because inside right, inside you can see this is primary DNS address, this is secondary DNS address, right? These are all configurable things. We can change this during the our communication, or if we like operator, or if operator wanted to change their IP addresses of DNS and all, they can do. Okay. Then there is a DRX parameters. You can see DRX parameter means like no non-DRX. You can see DRX is a kind of feature where UE can have some sleep for some amount of time to save the battery. It's a Mac feature, right? Whether UE supports this DRX feature or not, it is telling, right? Some UEs nowadays all of UEs or all modems are supporting this DRX and CDRX feature, but earlier 2014 15, right, it was an optional thing, right? People were slowly implementing different features. At that time it was there. Okay. So of course that depends on right. So this is about where split page cycle CCH is not supported. Then these are all specific features, and it tells no non-DRX mode transfer, non-DRX mode after transfer state, non-DRX timer. Okay. So then I can say anyway we'll discuss this DRX when we discuss the MAC layer. And also EMS network capability means mobile equipment network capability, right? Encryption algorithms, what encryption algorithm it supports. Okay. Then right, mobile station supports mobile terminated point to SMS via dedicated signaling, means it is telling that SM, this is SM capability, means SMS capability. How it is supporting dedicated means SMS always treated as a circuit switched. Okay. Mobile stations supports point to point via GPS is also there, means like both CSSMS and PSSMS both it is supporting. Right, this the ME has a preference default alphabet, this UCSR. Okay, these are all special capabilities, right? Location based services. Now here is our important PS Interrat HO from Geran to Utran, whether it is supported or not. So what it is saying, PS Interrat HO to Utran mode is not supported. Right, means PS handover is support is not there from LTE to W. Right, so it is also not supported. Then EMM combined capabilities, mobile station supports combined procedures. Then you can see SRVCC. SRVCC is supported. SRVCC from Utra or Utran to Geran is supported because it is voice call. Okay. Then EPC supported, right? And also mobile station does not support Geran network sharing, right? Network sharing is a special feature. So these are all the information about what are all the mobile capabilities, right? What it can support, what it cannot support. So this will be stored inside the database. Okay, inside the database. Then whenever it is required to execute some function, right? So depending on these parameters only, the functionality will execute. For example, you are trying PS handover from LTE to some other technology. Definitely it doesn't work, right? It fails. If you are executing the test case, then it fails. Then you have to see whether it supports this UE supports this feature or not. Then you have to go through attach a request message and see. You are trying so many times from LTE to WPS handover, data handover. You started data on LTE and trying to hand over to the WCDMA. Then it is not happening. Means UE is not moving to the before moving, right? It is getting some RLF and UE disconnected with the LTE. Okay. So when you are seeing such a things, then you have to see whether it supports or not. Then you have to open this message and write TIMC status. What is TIMC station? No valid TIMC available. As I said, right, TIMC will be assigned during the attach accept message. GUTI and TIMC will be assigned during the attach accept, right? These are class marks, right? Based on the class marks also, some algorithm encryption algorithms supported or not. Okay. Okay, so CM service request, it is usually used in 3G and 2G, right? It is telling whether it is supports or not. And these are all you can see. PS capability present. Okay, of course daily we don't see these many parameters. Okay, especially if some issue you are seeing, then only we can see these parameters. Okay, got my point. So, and what are all the supported codec list? Codec means converting, right? These are all codecs. Okay, I hope all you know, right? Codec, right? You can see these are all the codecs. Okay, then one important information is whether this device is voice domain preference, right? Voice domain preference is voice domain preference. Voice domain preference means CS preferred or PS preferred. So CS preferred or PS preferred. For example, this PS preferred means Vivo LTE, right? Or IMS, you can say. IMS is preferred. Secondary is the means this will be the primary, right? Whenever you are trying for a voice call, right? Your mobile triggers Vivo LTE call, right? And this is CS as a secondary, right? This as a secondary. If Vivo LTE network is not there, for example, in any right, in Airtel, IMS was not there till some 2017 like that. So 2018, 2017 period. Is it or not? After Jio, they implemented Vivo IMS. But before that, only this Airtel, Vodafone, they used to have CS call. There is no PS call. So at that time, right, mobile. So this network, IMS network is not available, or Vivo LTE network is not available, then this will be triggered. But if available, this will be triggered. Okay, means that depends on the registration, right? When you is sending attach during the attach registration. After LTE registration, there will be a Vivo LTE registration, IMS registration. If both happens, then you can make a Vivo LTE call. If Vivo LTE registration is not done or IMS registration is not done, definitely UE takes this. So it tells what is the preferred service. IMS PS is preferred, CS voice is secondary, right? Remember this one. So already here, right, UE capability, MS capability. Here, right, we know that UE supports CSFB. Somewhere we have seen, right? UE network. Here only, but somewhere. Here only algorithms. Where here we have seen somewhere CSFP support. ESM container. No? This is only PDN connectivity, right? Somewhere identify this. Okay, anyway, we have seen there, and it supports, but as a secondary, not as a primary. Okay, then network support features, what are all? Alright, MS supports extended periodic timer in the in this domain. These are all feature support things. So I hope, right, we have gone through almost all parameters, right? You can say, all right, so combined EPS IMSI attach, right? Then EPS mobility identity, UE network capability, ESM container, DRX parameter, MS network capability, TIMC status, right, whether TIMC is assigned or not, right? Mostly this voice domain preference and UE uses settings, right? So your main thing is, right, remember one thing, what is the UE supports, what are all the security, means what is the attach type, whether it is a EPS or IMSI attach type, then what identity it is using, whether it is using IMSI or OT, then next, whether it supports SFB or not, right, whether it supports PS handover to W or G or not, whether it supports SRVCC or not, right, and also voice domain preference, right, whether IMS voice is preferred or CS voice is preferred. So in this log we have seen IMS voice is preferred, right, CS voice is secondary, right. You can able to tell exactly circuit switch CSFB only. Okay, so sorry, I didn't get your question. IMSI means like SIM card only, right? Um, that is different again. That is a identity number. That is a mobile equipment identity. This is simply SIM card, right? Definitely, there will be a SIM card check inside, right? So here, when details always verified in the database. MME is connected to HSS, right? Your details will be mapped to the IMSI only, okay, stored with IMSI only. So here, right, this has to this inode B has to right, as it is included IMSI, right? This should include IMSI. If this IMSI is details are available here, further procedure will continue. Otherwise, simply this rejects. HSS will send back no IMSI available. Then no, this IMSI is not available. Then this attach request is rejected with unknown IMSI. Got my point? Unknown IMSI. Fine. We'll see some other time. Alright, so these are the attach request parameters. Alright, you have to remember so many parameters are there, but you have to remember what is the identity it is using, what is the attach type, with attach type, and whether SMS is supported, CSSMS is supported or not, PSSMS is supported or not, then CSFB supported or not, then what is the voice domain preference, IMS voice is preferred or CS voice is preferred. So these are the minimum parameters you have to remember. Okay, right? So this is NAS PDO. Anyway, we know that this tracking area identity, right, along with the IMSI number, tracking area identity should be triggered. Okay, then this where this tracking how UE knows the tracking area code exactly. So the same thing should be included. then ECGI, right? Cell global identity. This is kind like which will be globally known. Okay, then cause. So totally you can see, right? You can tell, all right, this identity ENODB UE S1 API ID, NAS PDU, tracking area identity, ECGI, and establishment cause. Right, at least if they ask something in NAS PDU, you can tell these parameters. It's a identity, right? S1, where is the S1 interface? S1 application protocol, right? This S1 application protocol identity, right? UE enode B means linked enode B UE, right, along with the this MME, right? Attach itself is MME message, right? NAS message, right? But MME knows what is the UE and enode B linked ID, right? That is the significance of this message. Sorry, this identity. Okay.